Roman Emperor Elagabalus is widely considered one of the first transgender figures in history, and perhaps the first to look into the possibility of gender-affirming surgery. Elagabalus offered vast sums of money to any surgeon who was able to fashion them a hoo-ha. It was recorded by the Roman historian Dio Cassius that the emperor would wear a variety of makeup and wigs, and asked to alternatively be referred to as lady, mistress, wife, and queen. When Zotius addressed the emperor as "my lord," Elagabalus responded, "Don't call me lord, I am a lady." Based on this quotation, in 2023, the North Hertfordshire Museum in the UK decided to refer to Elagabalus as a trans woman and use she/her pronouns throughout their exhibit, which includes in its collection one Elagabalus coin. This caused a lot of debate and a lot of headlines, but maybe not for the reasons that you might expect. The question of the emperor's gender identity splits a lot of the academic community, and it's essentially because of the different ways that we thought of gender in ancient Rome. Accusing a man of playing the social role of the wife in the bedroom was a very common way to slander people in positions of authority and power. Julius Caesar, for example, was accused of playing the wife in his relationship with King Nicomedes. It wasn't the fact that two men had a relationship that was socially shocking, but who played the top and who played the bottom in that relationship was important. On top of that, while ancient Rome did have very strict social roles, there was also an understanding of gender that wasn't just these two binary options. For instance, they did have an understanding of what we would now consider intersex and non-binary individuals, and the equally important social role that they play, and there was also an understanding of masculinity and effeminacy as kind of a sliding scale. Roman histories are often filled with slander and hearsay, so it's difficult, if not impossible, to determine what was said to slander Elagabalus, and what was the genuine expression of an emperor who did want to be considered a lady. My opinion is that Emperor Elagabalus was very likely one of the first transgender figures in history, or at the very least someone that didn't conform within a kind of neat gender binary. It was for this reason that back in 2023, after this cultural conversation, I decided to change the pronouns with which I spoke about Elagabalus in my book between editions. While the Australian edition used he, him pronouns, which was the academic standard of the time, the international edition now uses they, them, which I think more closely reflects how Elagabalus would have been understood in a contemporary time, while we don't have them here to ask. Either way, this is your reminder that trans people have been around pretty much since we have had a recorded history. And if that's something you don't believe or feels strange to you, then you probably need to get a better history book. Enjoy Trans Visibility Day, and I'll see you next time at Kinky History.